Welcome, class of 2024. 2024, wow. My name is Jessie DeBose. I help run the Klamath Promise here with a whole community behind me. The Klamath Promise is a community initiative between the community and the schools to try to increase student success, however that may look. So in that picture, you guys are the students, and you have an entire community that wants you to be successful. That means attending so that you can graduate. That means having a successful transition after high school. Here's some steps you can do. Feel free to take your phones back out and take a picture of that. You're also going to get a grab bag at the end that has a smaller list. Here's some steps you can do on that transition. But I want to emphasize that you have an entire community behind you hoping for your success, wanting it. There are two things that I want you to think about today as you listen to our speakers. One, while you're here, while you are the class of 2024, you have to make it to June or May or whenever you graduate. Make it to graduation. Every year when we fill this theater and then we come back around to do the graduation sensation, the numbers are lower. So look around, look at your friends, figure out how you're going to help each other make it to the end of this year, because you have come this far. You have put 11 plus years into this. Make it to graduation. The second thing that I want you to think about as you listen to the speakers is what your success is going to look like after high school. What is your transition plan? It might be going directly into the trades. It might be going directly into career field. It might be going to college. It might be going into apprenticeship program, something else. But think about that. Those are the two things I want you to think about as we work through this morning. One more thing is that there might be a test of the emergency alert system at 11 a.m. today, which is going to be directly in the middle of our keynote speaker. So if a bunch of phones go off, just silence them and don't freak out. Okay? Deal? Okay. I want to thank the Herald News and all of our sponsors for making it possible to get you here, for making it possible to bring in a speaker and do that. From the Herald News this morning, I'm going to turn it over to the general manager, Joe Houdon.
Never heard so much excitement for a newspaper in a long time. Thanks for coming. I really am glad you're here. I have a quick question to ask you. How many of you like your high school mascot? So that's great. I want to tell you that you have something going for you that I never did. My high school mascot was a chicken. Try living with that. So we have a number of people to thank, and I'll go through this real quick. The Air National Guard, thank you very much. Klamath Community College, Oregon Tech, and of course the Ross Ragland Theater, who is donating this venue for us. And then a couple of others here. A friend of mine who I've worked with, and whenever I ask him for a favor, he says, yeah, I got time. That's Kurt Lidke. Thank you, Kurt. And very, very important, you're seeing me now. The rest of the time I'm in my office making calls or working on reports. One person on my staff, Heather Boozer, has put all of this together with Jessie, and I think that's, she deserves a hand. She's done that through our COVID days, and we're so glad it's over and that we can have you all here. And of course, Jessie DeBose herself. I don't think everyone recognizes how much time she spends thinking about all of you and how important you are to the community. And she's at various meetings advocating for you and to other organizations to help you get to that ultimate goal of graduation. So I want to thank her very much. Then of course, you know, Jesse does not do it all alone. So thank you very much to all of the volunteers who help Klamath Promise and you'll see them out here today, and they're very important to all of this happening and many other events that are designed for your behalf. Okay, so first on the list, I want to welcome our friends from Klamath Community College to talk a little bit about the school. Thank you.
We are Klamath Community College. We're happy to be here, and I just want to introduce everybody. My name is Tammy. I'm the outreach coordinator, and Manuel here is one of our student advisors, and we have Devin Horn, who is one of the first year coordinator. She is our first year coordinator, and then we have over here Eddie, who is in our marketing team. And as you guys all know, Baxter, and we have some t-shirts that he wants to throw out to you guys. But we're gonna need, okay, hold on. We're gonna need a little help. We're gonna need to see who cheers the loudest to see where we. Okay, guys. Okay, guys, I think you've heard your answer. Nice. Okay, we have a few more. Okay. All right, where are we going? Like we're going right over here. Woo-woo! We are so happy to be here with you guys today and get you excited about the next chapter in your life. KCC has so much to offer. We have different programs. One of the newest ones is our cosmetology program. You can get licensed in barbering, nails, aesthetics, or hair design. I've got to have some Cosmo people out there, right? Woo-woo! Got to be somebody. And then Manuel's going to give you some information about a few of the programs he loves.
Hi, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Amazing, amazing. First, I want to say congratulations, class 2024. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, my name is Manuel. I just graduated 4 months ago for criminal justice, and now I'm trying to get my CADC, which is like counselor for addictions and drugs. So something really important for you guys, school is important, right? So we have a lot of programs here on KCC that I would like to you guys enjoy it. So we have like nursing and welding. So we have more. So hopefully you guys can come up and visit us. Also, really important, after KCC, we have the opportunity to be part of OIT. Who would like to go to OIT? So guess what? After KCC, you guys can transfer up there. So hopefully you guys can be part of our team and our groups. So we have another video for you guys. Hopefully you guys can enjoy it.
In the red corner, Baxter. In the blue corner, Rudy. Ready? Begin. Thanks to the Badger to Owl program, get your associate's degree at KCC and you can easily continue your bachelor's at Oregon Tech.
All right, with our Badger to Owl program that Manuel mentioned earlier, the great thing about it is that you will be able to get your first and last semester free. So basically, you come to KCC, get your general education out of the way, get that associate's degree, and then you can transfer to OIT and get your bachelor's degree. It's a great program, and you'll get your first and last semester free. Woo-woo! Then we have another video for you guys to check out some of our student life experiences. Another video for you guys to check out some of our student life experiences.
This is Baxter the Badger. We are in Tule Lake. We are at Klamath Commons Park. And we are in beautiful Paisley, Oregon.
No, Baxter!
Like a lot of fun? Doesn't everybody want to be a Badger? Woo-woo! All right, so as you can see, we at KCC, we want you to focus on your education. That is the most important thing, but we also want you to have a great time doing it. And we're all about that student life and making sure that those two connect and that you can have a great time and also get your education. So visit us on campus at KCC, and thank you so much for having us here today, and we can't wait to see you all on campus. Woo-woo!
There are a lot of great people over at, that on? Can you hear me? There are a lot of great people over at Klamath Community College. I've met a lot of wonderful folks and really glad to see them here, and it's a great school. Next, I'd like to introduce a group from Oregon Tech, also a very great school. It'll be fun to hear what they have to say. Thank you.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Josephine Ness. I'm the Director of Admissions at Oregon Tech. I am thrilled to be here with you today for graduation motivation. Who's having a great morning? Good. Good, good, good. All right. So we have a wonderful presentation for you today. We've got giveaways, we've got trivia, we've got 2 special guests with me today. But before we get started, I want to hear about you, okay? Now it's a little dark, but I can mostly see you. So, thank you, thank you. So here's what we're gonna do. Raise your hand, tall and proud, if you are super excited for senior year. Who's super excited? Okay. Double hands over here, I like it. Okay, about half of you. All right. Now, raise your hand, don't be shy, if you're a little nervous. You're like, I don't know what I'm doing after graduation. This is kind of scary. Okay. You got this, I like it. Who's both? Who's excited and a little bit nervous? Okay, good. All very valid feelings, okay? Thank you for letting me get warm and fuzzy with you today. Very valid feelings. We have all been there where we are nervous and excited for our senior year. Now, before I bring out my special guests, and before I show a couple of videos, one more question for you, okay? I want to know what you all think you might want to do after graduation, okay? So raise your hand if you think that you're gonna go straight into the workforce or the military. Who's gonna do workforce or military? Okay, good. All right, hands down. Raise your hand if you think you're going to college. Who's gonna go to college? Ooh, a lot of hands, I like that. Okay, now keep your hand up if you think you're gonna start at a community college. Who's gonna start at a community college? Okay, good, good. Now, hands down. Hands up if you think you're gonna start at a 4-year college or university. Okay, good, we've got a good mix. Again, all valid post-graduation options. Today, I'm gonna talk just a little bit about the 4-year college and university options, particularly those at Oregon Tech, okay? And we're gonna start with a little video.
Technology is you. Every innovation, every human advance was created by dreamers who didn't fit in. At Oregon Tech, our students are different. They take risks, question the status quo, and push technology to new dimensions. They learn by doing, by getting their hands dirty, and sometimes letting the sparks fly. Puzzling this human condition, healing with their hands and hearts, tapping into the power of the Earth's energy, all to create the next great thing, which makes Oregon Tech graduates the most in demand, the most career ready, and the most highly paid anywhere in the region. Technology is you. So be an innovator. Be Oregon Tech.
All right, what I hope you gleaned from that video is a little bit about what Oregon Tech, your local university that's right in your backyard has to offer you. We are very hands-on, as you could clearly see. You will not just learn knowledge, but you will learn skills and how to put that knowledge into practice in ways that employers want so that you are career ready and you have a long-term, very successful, lucrative career. We also focus in STEM and health, so science, technology, engineering, math, and healthcare. We have 9 business and business technology degrees, and then we also go into the applied sciences such as communication studies and applied psychology. So we have a little bit of something for everybody that is interested in STEM, healthcare, and business. Like I said, it's super hands-on. You will get hands-on opportunities in graduate level labs as an undergraduate with small class sizes so that you can talk with your professors. They get to know you. They bring you into their research projects. You'll do a senior capstone, senior project. You'll have opportunities for internships and externships. And this is why we have the highest paid graduates in the state of Oregon. On average, our graduates are making $60,000 to $67,000 per year right out of the gate, and I'm telling you, they almost all have job offers upon graduation. All right, now you don't have to take my word for it. I'd like to introduce you to a special guest. Now, This special guest is here to help you. This is your admissions counselor, the admissions counselor for all of Southern Oregon. He is here, he is in his role to help you apply to Oregon Tech, to figure out what the college search process is all about, whether you go to Oregon Tech or you don't, to help you through how do I fund college, how do I pay for college. He's a graduate of Lost River High School. He's a graduate of Klamath Community College, and he's a graduate of Oregon Tech. Please give it up for Jose Lepe.
All right. Good morning, Klamath County. Come on, we could do a better job than that. Let's give it up. There we go. I can't believe y'all came down here just to see me. It makes me feel warm inside. Nah, I'm just playing. So before I properly introduce myself, I just want you guys to look at your classmates. I want you guys to look at your peers. Look at the other schools. And I want you guys to give a huge round of applause for the class of 2024. So as my director said, my name's Jose. I am the Southern Oregon-based admissions counselor for Oregon Tech. I'm a graduate from Lost River. Where are my Lost River Raiders at? There we go. So if I could describe my experience at OIT with one word, I would say it would be phenomenal. Phenomenal staff, phenomenal teachers, phenomenal students, phenomenal janitors. Everything about Oregon Tech was great. So if you ever need any help with the admissions process, for scholarships, anything, just let me know, and I'll be there to help you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jose. So Jose's your guy. He's the one that is going to help you. This is his email address. This is his phone number. Feel free to take a picture of that, or just email us or call us at Oregon Tech, and we will get you in touch with him. All right, now I mentioned I had more than one special guest, right? Okay. All right. So I've got another special guest with me. You might not recognize him. He's been working really hard this summer. He's been hitting the gym, bit of a glow up. All right. And to help me introduce him, we've got a quick video to show you.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I say that we are. This is Rock Nation. Pledge your allegiance.
When you hear the sound, we gonna run this town.
All right, give it up for Hootie. Who likes Hootie's new look? Who thinks Hootie got really buff? Yeah, Hootie was hitting the gym this summer. All right, so you might see Hootie and his new look around campus, around town. New owl, or same owl, new season. All right? Okay, last thing, I promised some giveaways, okay? We've got some trivia for you. 2 rules, all right? 2 rules for you today. First one, no phones. If I see you Googling something, you don't get a prize, all right? Second rule, I want you to raise your hand. So if we could bring up the lights just a little bit in here. I want to see you raise your hand. We're going to try to call on the person that raises their hand first, okay? And the first person to get the answer correct, or the closest answer, is going to get a prize. And then we've got a few more prizes at the end, all right? So let's see our first trivia question. True or false, and feel free to call this one out, guys. Don't raise your hand, call out. Oregon Tech harnesses the power of sun and geothermal energy to power and heat campus. It's true. All right, let's just lob a, yeah, go ahead. All right, now, next question, I need to see hands. All right, next question, I need to see hands. When is Oregon Tech's birthday? Right here. No, right here, okay. April 17th, close, not quite. I also want to hear a year. Let's see, up there, up in the top. You right there. I didn't hear that, but I don't think it was right. Let's go right here. Yep. Do you have an answer? Okay, let's do a year. Does anybody have an idea on a year? Throw out a year. Let's go. April 14th, not quite. I heard 1970, older. 1947. We got a winner right here. We just turned 76, right? Cootie's looking pretty good for 76. All right, next question. On average, how much more money do college graduates make per year than their non-graduate peers? So how much more? Up there, let's hear it. 30,000, you're close, a little bit less. 27? 27, a little bit less. Right up there. 25, a little bit less. 24, close. Almost. 22, I heard someone say 22. Who said 22? Right here. So on average, college graduates are making $22,000 more per year than their peers that didn't graduate college. All right, next one. How many years has K-Tech Radio, Oregon's student-run radio station, been on air? I saw a hand right up here. 5? Way more. We got to go way up. Right here. 12, way more. Let's keep going up. Let's keep going up. Up here. 48, we're getting closer. Yep. Keep going. 55, keep going. 60, we're going to keep going. We're getting close. Let's go ahead and throw the answer on there. 73 years. Did we get 73 right here? Nope. It's just lava. Yeah. All right. Okay, Hootie's going to try to call on some people up at the top. So, how many names has Oregon Tech had since it's been opened? Hootie, do we have an answer up there? Let's go right there. 4 is accurate. You want to run that up? Yeah. That was close. Let's keep getting it up there. There we go. Okay. For 1 year, when we first opened in 1947, we were Oregon's vocational school. The year after that, we changed to OTI, Oregon Technical Institute. In the 70s, that changed to OIT, Oregon Institute of Technology, which we still go by. But most recently, about 12 years ago, we decided to start going by Oregon Tech. We thought it explained a little bit more what we do. So if you hear OIT or you hear Oregon Tech, we're the same institution, Oregon Institute of Technology. All right, let's go to the next question. This is a pretty big giveaway. Which Oregon university has the highest paid graduates? Shout it out. Let's just shout it out. I gave that one to y'all. Just toss it up in the stands. Way up there. Way up there. There we go. All right, I think we have only one more question. Nope, we have 2. So, which Oregon Tech sport most recently won a national championship? Let's go up there. A little bit louder. We do not have a football team. Nope. Let's bring the volume down just a little bit so I can hear. Let's go right up there. Not quite, but we were so close. We were runners up this year. Okay, let's go. Let's go right over here. Oh, but he's not paying attention. Pickleball. No, not pickleball. Let's do one more guess. Women's basketball? Nope, not quite. Let's go. Cross country, men's or women's? Women's cross country. Okay. All right. Oregon Tech sports teams have won 5 national championships in the last 20 years. And women's softball was runners-up 2 years in a row. Most recently this year, they got so close and lost in the championships. The sports that have won have been women's cross country, softball, and men's basketball. So I heard some good guesses up there. All right, last question. True or false, I'm going to have you shout this out, only the top of the class gets into college. All right, good work. There are some colleges and universities out there that only take the valedictorian, right? Most universities, that is not the case, including Oregon Tech. If you prove that you have what it takes to be successful in college, you can get in. So I highly recommend that most people apply because most people have proven that they have what it takes to be successful in college. At Oregon Tech, that looks like a 3.0 GPA and a college prep curriculum, which means 4 years of English or language arts, 3 years of math, 3 of science, 2 social science, an academic elective, and a CTE or fine art. We will admit lower than that, but the lower below a 3.0 you have, the harder it does take to get in, but I'm guessing there's a lot of 3.0s and up out there in the crowd. All right. Thank you all so much. You have been a wonderful crowd. Have a wonderful senior year.
Okay, because I work for a newspaper, I do have a scoop. There was a question earlier about, or an observation that Hootie looks really good for being 75 years old. And I happen to know that when he goes back to the school, he sleeps in one of the cryo containers in the new engineering building. Do you get cryo? Yeah. Okay, I want to introduce a group that always puts on a good show at this event, the Air National Guard.
What's up? What's up? What is up? How are you guys? I love you too, man. All right, I am Tech Sergeant Mark Hawthorne. I am the recruiter for the Oregon Air National Guard. We're the guys that fly those badass jets up a club, Klamath Falls. We're gonna show a quick video, and then we're gonna get into it.
The Earth is 70% water. And 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us. Copy that. Team Hireman.
All right, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Goosebumps, baby. Goosebumps. All right. Integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Those are the core values in the United States Air Force. In the Air Force, we tell each other to aim high, fly, fight, and win. Aim high is a call to action. It's not a saying, it's a mindset. We aim high in the Air Force. Air Force high means setting your standards high, set your goals high, set your aspirations high. Because if you do that, there's really nothing you can't achieve. Integrity first means doing the right thing before getting what you want. Service before yourself is pretty much achieving everything you need to before the needs of yourself. And I know a lot of you guys do that in your sports teams, whether you are basketball, football, track, it doesn't matter. You're putting the needs of your team before the needs of yourself. Excellence in all you do. We do not strive to be mediocre. We look for ways to do things better, to be better. When you're passionate about what you're doing, the rest kind of falls into place. The core value of the Air Force can be adapted into your everyday life. If integrity first and excellence in all you do is already how you go about your schoolwork, your athletic careers, your home or work life, service in the Air National Guard might be for you. If you're looking for ways to improve your life, if you're looking for ways for guidance, how to excel your senior year, I encourage you to adapt to the Air Force core values because you never know how high or how far you can go. As I said before, my name is Tech Sergeant Mark Hawthorne. I've been in the Air Force for 10 years. I enlisted when I was 19 at the 270th Air Traffic Control Squadron. Slide, please. I was actually born in the Azores in Portugal. My mother was in the Air Force. We moved back here to Klamath Falls. I graduated from Triad High School, enlisted in the 270th Air Traffic Control Squadron, and now I'm a recruiter for the state of Oregon. Slide, please. This is just a little bit about me. I'm a pretty basic bro. I like to go to the gym. I like to work on cars. Last weekend, I actually just competed in my first ever classic physique bodybuilding show. I won. I was all tanned up, bronze. Somebody told me I looked like a statue. Pretty bad statue. Hey, come on. Long story short, there's a lot of things that make you who you are, and you're able to achieve those things while still serving your community and serving your country locally. Slide, please. Oh, man. This is my wife and my kiddos. My wife and I, we've been together since our senior year in high school. Thank you. I like to say that I kept the girl. I lost the hair, but it was a pretty good. It was a good trade. These are my sons. This is Cruz Lee on the left and Trey James on the right. They're twins. They're the light of my life. Slide, please. All right, let's get into it. So it sounds like a lot of you guys are going to college. Go ahead and throw those hands up again. All right, let's go. Man, there's a lot of people in here. All right, how do people pay for college? Just shout it out. Financial aid. Loans, mommy and daddy's money. All right, let's go. Okay. Yeah, sure. All right, I actually pulled this straight off of the websites, specifically for University of Oregon. This is a pretty good breakdown of how much it costs to just get a bachelor's degree through the University of Oregon. If you can see, it costs just for a bachelor's degree alone, it costs about $80,000. If you look at the number underneath that, you factor in all of the cost of living and additional fees just to exist. It ends up being about $140,000. It's a lot of money. I couldn't believe it when I ran those numbers. OIT, obviously, like they are our friends. It's a great institution. I myself have taken classes through there, and it's just kind of the backbone of our community. It's much more affordable, and they are very competitive. But I also have it broken down there too. Slide. Where does the Oregon Air National Guard come in for graduating seniors? So one of the biggest things, this was passed a few years ago, the Oregon National Guard and the Air National Guard, we support the state of Oregon. So as emergencies pop up, say our state catches on fire, we have riots up in Portland, maybe a lot of people get really sick with COVID, the governor can actually activate us and we will support our communities. We'll go in and we'll make sure that people have food, they have shelter, and that we can just keep our state running. Well, we didn't have enough people to help us do that, and so they implemented a 100% tuition assistance for anybody who joins the Air National Guard. Thank you. So this is just a breakdown of how we pay people who are serving to go to college full time. So if somebody joins the Air National Guard, they are committing to 39 days a year for either 4 to 6 years. During that time, they're going to choose a job, whether it's a mechanic job, it can be in the medical, it really doesn't matter. The options are endless. During those times, they'll go to training, you'll learn how to do that job, and then you'll come back here and you'll do that job part-time for the Air Force. Most of the year, you can go to college full-time, you can open a business, start a business, you can do whatever you want, as long as you are fulfilling that commitment that you made. Slide, please. These are some of the jobs that we have. Air traffic control, aerospace medicine, we have nurses, we have a lot of nurses that become doctors, paralegals, crew chiefs, any sorts of mechanics, just a lot of options. Slide, please. This is what got me. I didn't really care what I did, and I didn't really want to go to college. I just wanted to have some experiences that were going to be unique to my life. A lot of my friends, they went and had a very traditional collegiate experience. They went and joined fraternities. They lived on and off campus, and I felt very left behind when they left. And I just needed something that I could experience that I would be proud of. Slide, please. TDYs are like, they're my bread and butter. It allows you to leave for a little bit, go and experience new cultures, experience new parts of the world, but you always know that you're going to come back here to Klamath Falls and continue to do the job that you signed up for. These are just some fun pictures of times that I've had just across the world. And there are so many pictures and so many stories that I do not have enough time to tell. Slide, please. Okay, I want to introduce Second Lieutenant Elaine Joseph. He is the first round of F-35 hires that is going to learn how to fly the newest generation of aircraft here at Kingsley Field. We are actively transitioning from the F-15 schoolhouse, where we train fighter pilots how to fly the F-15, and we are going to be transitioning to a brand new aircraft in the next few years. And Joseph Elaine is on the leading edge of that. So please give him a round of applause. There you go.
Good morning, everyone. As you can see, my name is Alan, of course. So a little bit about myself. I migrated from the Caribbean to New York, and just like you guys in high school, I was like, what am I gonna do? I don't know. So I was sitting in the same position, and someone came and spoke to me, and I joined the Air Force. And then I got stationed in Texas. I got stationed in North Carolina. I became an aircraft mechanic, and it was awesome. I got to travel the world, England, Italy, Sweden, Spain, the Middle East a few times, Africa, many more. But long story short, I had an amazing career, and then I PCSed to England. And at that point in time, I was like, you know what? I think I want to fly jets. So I started working towards that, and then I moved here to Kingsley, and it has been a blast. I love it here. This has been, funny enough, my favorite assignment because of the people. They're amazing. Hawthorne, I met him 2 years ago, and we've been best buds ever since. But yeah, so my time in the Guard here, actually, I came here, didn't know anyone. Everyone accepted me like a family, and I slowly, get all the stuff that I needed to get done, and I got selected to be the F-35 pilot. But besides that, I want to say that, the Air Force has done so many things for me. I got to travel the world, got a trade out of it. I'm an aircraft mechanic by trade. They paid for all of my schooling. My pilot's license, both airplane and helicopter, were paid for by the military. So if any of you are looking to become pilots, that's another way that you could afford to pay for it, because it's really expensive. But yeah, so I would say I'm not like trying to persuade you to join. I'm just saying that that's what my experience was, and you would most likely have the same or even better experience. But like I said, it's been a blast. I enjoy it, and I'll continue to do it for 10, 15, 20, who knows. But it was nice talking to you all, and have a great day.
All right, let's wrap it up. So eligibility. There are basic eligibility requirements to join the Air Force. You have to be 17 to 39 years old, meet height and weight standards, and have no disqualifying medical or mental restrictions. Slide. All right. I'm going to give you guys some homework. Okay, I have about 20 $10 Dutch Bros cards. I want you guys to text this number, and I want you to tell me how many confirmed kills the F-15 has since its manufacturing. All right, so do some Googling, text me, and I'm gonna pick 20 people. I'll drop those cards off at your schools, get you some drinks. So thank you so much for listening to me and Lieutenant, and I hope to see all of you in my office. Have a good day, you guys. Thank you so much.
So good guys, I was talking to Joseph out backstage, and I brought up Maverick, and that was a sore subject. And they said he's an aviator, and it's a movie. These guys are really cool, and I sometimes I'll go down and watch the planes take off and land. Really amazing stuff that they're doing down there. Really looking forward to the F-35 being here. It's going to be great for the county altogether. Kingsley's a great place. So now the moment you've all been waiting for, I would like to introduce our guest speaker. Knowing your why creates a more powerful what, and the how becomes easier. Our speaker today is Lasada Pippen. He's a former computer engineer and architect consultant turned motivational speaker. He speaks to leaders, educators, and students across the nation. Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, he is an author, a first-generation college graduate, speaks 2 languages, and enjoys life with his wife and their 2 kids. Please welcome Lasada Pippen.
Test. All right, Oregon, what's up, y'all? I think the sound is off on the presentation, but nonetheless. How is everybody feeling today? Everybody good? That's my theme music right there. Y'all gonna rock with me real quick? Everybody stand up real quick. Stand up real quick. Stand up real quick. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Everybody just show me your move real quick, all right? Show me your move. Hey. 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 Y'all ain't rocking. Y'all ain't rocking with me like that. Let's go. Let's go. Nonetheless, all right. Y'all sit down. Y'all sit down. Y'all sit down. Do the what? Oh, the worm? Oh, I can't do the worm. I'll be to hurt my knee up here. I can't do that. I can't do that. No. No. All right. Okay. All right. Give me a second. One thing real quick, y'all, is Oregon is beautiful, man. I came out here, I was like, wow, like this is the scene that y'all get to see every day. Oregon is, I've never been out here, so this is one of about 12 states that I haven't been to. I've been to about 35 states, coming from Atlanta, Georgia. And so coming out here, I was like, this is absolutely beautiful, like nonetheless. How many of y'all excited to graduate? Like seriously, you're really excited to graduate? Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool, yeah. For whatever reason, some of y'all might be excited to graduate just so you don't have to deal with school anymore, like in all honesty. But nonetheless, this is something that you really should be excited about graduating. I remember when I graduated, I was totally excited, but I was excited for the wrong reason. I was excited because I was going to be done with school. And I didn't have no plan for my life, like literally no plan. I grew up playing basketball, playing football, and running track. Any athletes in the house? We got any athletes in the house? All right, we got athletes. Okay, all right. So I ran track. So one of the main things that my coach would always tell us in track is there's these things called track heats. And this is just where a group of runners, they get together. And the thing is, when you're running, you got to get out of this first heat. And the thing that our coach would always tell us while we're running, track or whatever, he would always say, make sure you can get out of the first heat. If you can't get out the first heat, there's no use of running at all. That's what he would say. And I didn't really understand that. I was like, we just starting to run. Like, we don't start out full speed. We just start running, and then, we build up as we go. But his point was that if you can't master the basics, life is going to be extremely difficult, the basics. And when I say basics, what I'm talking about is that graduating high school is one of the absolute basics. It's a basic that you got to finish high school. You got to finish this chapter of your life right here. That's one of the most things that I am grateful for is actually finishing high school. Even though I didn't have a plan, the plan came to me because I was standing in the middle of Burger King. That was my job during high school. I was still there after I graduated high school, standing in the middle of Burger King, flipping burgers, smelling like grease, and flipping fries. That's what I was doing. And I didn't have a plan. And my parents showed up at a job one day with a college recruiter, and I didn't know who this person was. I was like, who is this? This person didn't look like us. They didn't sound like us. It was a total stranger. So when they showed up, it was an opportunity for me to do something better with my life because, again, I didn't have a plan. I didn't like school. It's not like I was the smartest kid. I didn't like it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. For me, school was just more so like, like, man, kind of like whatever. But nonetheless, they brought this opportunity to me. And so I'm standing in the middle of Burger King. I go out there. I meet the recruiter. My parents are standing there. And he's like, yo, if you really want to go to college, I can get you in college. All you got to do is just make a decision. That's what he told me. And so I'm standing there kind of looking at the recruiter. I'm looking at my parents. They're standing there. They're smiling from ear to ear, just cheesing. My parents just smiling at me because they know that this is an opportunity too. My parents, they barely graduated high school, honestly. They barely graduated high school, like literally. And I felt the remnants of that in our lifetime. I felt that because we didn't have a lot of resources. We didn't have money. We didn't have a car a lot of times. And so we didn't have a lot of stuff. And as growing up as a kid, like that can be troublesome a lot of times. We were a functioning, dysfunctional house. That's what we were. And so the main thing is that you got to be able to master the basics, though. It's getting out of your first heat. Because, again, how many people remember the show, The Walking Dead? Y'all remember the show, The Walking Dead? Yeah, y'all remember the show. All right. So on The Walking Dead, you know, most of the people on there were zombies, right? If you can't master the basics, if you just can't finish the basic, like a high school diploma, that's the bare minimum that you got to have. It's the bare minimum. If you don't do that, people, I'm telling you, like, people are going to look at you as if something is wrong with you. They're going to look at you like you're The Walking Dead or something. Because they're not going to want to mess with you. People are not going to want to deal with a person that can't even finish the basics of the basics. People are not going to want to deal with you. It's going to be hard to get a job. It's going to be hard to make a real living in life. That stuff is going to be hard. And so we want to talk about that today. We want to talk about going from this level of being good to this level of being great. And here's the reality is that you don't have to go to college to have a successful life. That's not what I'm saying. Even though I went to college and I finished, and I didn't even like school. I mean, when I graduated high school, I graduated with a 1.9. I mean, if you round it off, it's probably 2.0. But if you round it up, okay, we'll say 2.0. That's what I graduated with, a 2.0. Again, I didn't like school. And then when I went down to college, I mean, I ended up graduating with a 3.7. So I went from 2.0 to 3.7, not because I was the smartest person in the room, because it's just because I was willing to master the basics and to have a better life for myself. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to just be average. I had seen average my whole life. Growing up in the hood, you know, I didn't have role models. I didn't have people to look to for inspiration. I didn't have people to look to for any type of aspiration. I didn't have any of that stuff to look to. And to be totally honest, I didn't even have that in my own house, for real. I didn't see my parents, my siblings, my aunts. I didn't see them as role models or any type of inspiration. So what became very valuable for me was reading. I became an avid reader. So books took me to a place to where I could go mentally, but I couldn't go there physically. So that's what it was for me. But it's all started just by mastering the basics, though. If I didn't graduate high school, there's no way I could have went to college. If I didn't finish college, then there was no way I could have become a senior level engineer, a senior level architect, a senior level consultant. There was no way that I could have did all these things. There was no way I could have went to live in a whole nother country. There was no way I could have developed a second language. There's no way I could have did all of this if I didn't master the basics, just the basics of life. And so graduating high school for you is just simply mastering the basics. It's just a stepping stone. Once you complete this phase of your life, there's going to be the next chapter of your life that you can go into more confidently as long as you finish this area here strong. So we're going to talk about these three things today. When I say I am, I want you to say great, all right? I am. Great. I am. Great. All right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to rock out today. And so we're going to talk about these three things that I want you to capture here today that I believe is going to help you go from being good to simply being great, to being phenomenal in your entire life. Not just in school, but in your personal life as well. Number one, we're going to talk about raising the standard, raising your standard. Whatever your standard is in life, we're going to talk about raising that standard. Not just the average standard, but we're going to talk about raising that. Then we're going to talk about developing a champion's attitude. Not just a winner's attitude, but a champion's attitude. And then finally, we're going to talk about dominate. We're going to talk about not participating, but we're going to dominate in everything that we do. So number one, you got to talk about raising the standard. That's the first thing, is raise your standard. For some of us in the room, if we're totally honest, our standard is just to do the bare minimum. That's what our standard is. It's just to get by. It's just to complete the assignment because it's given to us. It's not that we're putting our everything into it that we can do. We are literally trying to do the bare minimum. For me personally, I set my own standards. I set my own standards. I don't allow other people to place standards on me. I set my own standards. And here's one thing is that there's nobody in this world that's going to have a higher standard for me than I have for myself. So for you, you got to do the same thing, is that you got to raise the standard of what it is that you're going after, what it is that you're pursuing, what it is that, what is the basic for me and my personal life that I am going to accomplish, that I am going to overcome. As I was growing up, I've never smoked a day in my life. I've never smoked cigarettes. I've never smoked weed. I've never been drunk a day in my life. I've never been tipsy. I've never been any of those things in my entire life. But where I was growing up, that's all they did. That's all they did was get high, get drunk, and live that life of how they wanted to live. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I set a standard for myself. I set a standard for myself. I was like, just because everybody else is doing it, that doesn't mean that you have to do it. Just because everybody else think it's cool, just because everybody else find approval in it, that doesn't mean that that's got to be your standard as well. So you got to set your own standard. You got to say, you know what, this is what I am willing to do. This is what I'm not willing to do. This is how I'm willing to go after what I want, regardless of where you came from, regardless of your circumstances, your situation, regardless of what that looks like. You got to set the standard for you, your own personal standard. What is it that I want? That's the question that you got to ask yourself. What is it that I want? When I went to college, I didn't go because I wanted to go to college. I went because my parents wanted me to go to college. And you'll see later, that's why when I first went down there, I failed. When I first went to school, I went down there and I flat out failed. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but the whole point is that you got to be able to raise your standard, though. Your standard got to be more than just the basic. It got to be more than just, I just want to barely get by. I just want to barely make it. I just want to barely pass the class. If there was nobody watching you, what would they find you doing if you were by yourself? If nobody was watching you, if nobody said, I expect you to do A, B, and C, if nobody placed that on you, what would you find yourself doing? And that's just a rhetorical question that I'm asking. I'm not asking you to really answer that, but ask yourself, what is it that I would be doing if nobody else places standards on me and if I set the standard for myself? And you're gonna tell yourself that, my standard is pretty average. My standard is pretty below average. I need to raise my standard, because the moment that I raise my standard, then guess what? Everything that I go after in life is going to be much higher than what I would have pursued if I didn't raise my standard. But here's the reality, is that most people are afraid to raise their standard. And this is why. This is why people are afraid to raise their standard. Because it's not that your goals are too big. It's not that your dream is too magnificent. It's not that your idea is too grand. It's none of those things right there. It's not that it's too high for you to hit. This is what the real problem is when it comes to raising our standards, is that we're afraid to actually step outside of what we know we can do. We're afraid to step outside of that comfort zone, that little box that we build for ourselves. We're afraid to step outside of that. We're afraid to step outside of the very thing that we know. And if we try something else, then other people are going to look at me, they're going to laugh, and they're going to make a fool out of me because I tried something and I didn't make it. So we're afraid to step outside of this box that we've created for ourselves. And it's like, in reality, forget the box. Forget the box. Forget the fears. Forget all of that. And matter of fact, I am totally okay if you have fear. I am totally okay with that. But here's what we can't have. We can't have doubt, though. You can have fear, but you can't have doubt. There have been so many times that I've been scared in my life, like, honestly, for real. I was scared when I was in engineering school. I was scared because this stuff was so hard. It was so challenging. It was so beyond the way that I was raised. It was so far. I was so afraid when I went to live in another country by myself. I was so afraid when I learned a second language. I was so afraid of those things. But nonetheless, I didn't let the fear stop me because I didn't have doubt. So that's the thing, is that you can have the fear, but just don't have the doubt that comes along with it, though. So you might have a standard that's really high that you're going after. If you're aiming for the stars, guess what? Go ahead and make it the moon. Go ahead and just try to get to the moon. Or if you're aiming for the moon, just go ahead and try to hit all the stars while you're up there. But here's the thing. Don't be afraid to raise your standard, though. Don't be afraid to do that just because of what others might think. We put too much value on other people's opinions, in all seriousness. We just put too much value on what our friends think, what our siblings think. We put way too much value on those things. And we got to start learning how to, you know what, I am setting this standard. I am going after it regardless of what they're going to say, regardless of who's going to laugh, regardless of how they're going to feel about me. I am going to set my standard to such a high level that even if I do miss, I still land at a place that I would have never landed before. The problem is that we set our standards way too low, and we're actually hitting that standard. So it's so low that we're hitting it. And guess what? We applaud ourselves for hitting a low standard because nobody's really like challenging us. You know what? You can do better than that. You can do so much better than that. You can achieve more than that. But the standard was so low and that you hit it and you start clapping and applauding yourself. It's like, yo, I really did something. I got a person in my family right now who's bragging about enrolling in college. They're bragging about enrolling. They enrolled. They didn't even finish. They went to school for 1 semester and dropped out and hadn't looked back in 5 years. And they're bragging about that. It's like, you don't get bragging rights just for showing up. You don't get bragging rights just for a mere effort. You got to finish. You got to follow all the way through. And so if the target is too low and you're hitting it, you're going to think that you're doing something more than what you're really doing. So you got to raise the standard. You got to take it to a whole nother level. We don't get better just by having a standard that we can accomplish. That's not how we get better. We can talk about our dreams all day. We can talk about our ideas all day. The only way that we get better is by really taking action and going after those things with everything that we got, 100% energy, 100% effort, everything that we got to go at it full speed. Again, how many people in here consider themselves very strong? You're a very strong individual. How many strong? All right, he said he's strong right here. These two, they're strong right here. All right, let me get 3 of y'all to come up here real quick. Just let me talk about something real quick. 3 people. Strong. All right, you can come on. Yeah, you say you're strong. Yep, come on. Strong. Yep. One of y'all. Either one of y'all. Don't matter. Yep. Real quick. Yep. All right. 3 people. You say you're strong. Yep. Nice to meet you, bro. LP. What is it? All right. You're strong too. Strong too. All right. They say they're strong, right? All right. This is what we're gonna do real quick. All right. You say you're strong. You say you're strong. You say you're strong. All right. Now we're gonna stand right here. We're gonna talk about all the things that they say they're strong at. You might be strong at push-ups. You might be strong at lifting weights. You might be strong at playing football, basketball. I don't know. You might be strong at baseball. You might be strong at throwing. You might be strong at the same thing: jump rope, jumping jacks, volleyball, softball, whatever it might be. She might be totally strong at all of those things, right? Now, if we just stand here and talk about it, about how strong you are, does that make you a better person, you think? All right, she said no. Does it make you a better person if we just talk about how strong you are? All right, he said you got to prove it. Exactly. So he's leading me right to where I want to get to. He said you got to prove it. Does it make you stronger if we just talk about you being better? It don't make you stronger, right? All right, you got to show it. All right, you got to prove it. You got to show it. And she said, no, it don't make it. All right, jumping jacks. I want you to better give me 20. All right, 20 jumping jacks. All right, right here. Push-ups. You got push-ups for me? You got push-ups for me? I want you to be able to run in place. High knees. High knees. All right, high knees. All right, all right, all right. All right. All right, let's clap them on. Let's clap them on. Yep. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. All right. Hold on. We're gonna wait for my man to get back up here real quick. Here's the thing. Like now, again, I don't know. I don't know the last time y'all did any type of physical activity. I don't know. I don't know. So they may have some doubt going on right now. They may have some fear going on right now. He might be like, yo, I can't do no 20 push-ups. I don't know about all that. He might have that going on right now. She just asked me, she said, can I do 10? No, we're doing 20. 20 jumping jacks, all right? Because here's why we're doing 20. It's because we're raising the standard. We're not just being average. We're not just being good. We're being great, right? On the count of 3, everybody say great. 1, 2, 3. All right, awesome. All right. She's going to give us 20 jumping jacks. He's going to give us 20 push-ups. He's going to give us 20 high knees. High knees. I want to see his knees right here, 90 degree, all right? If he's not 90 degree, he's not meeting the standard, all right? So they're going to do this. On the count of 3, they're going to go, all right? And I want y'all to cheer them on, help them to get better by actually doing something, not just by talking about it, all right? 1, 2, 3, go. Work, 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 work. Work, 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 You're supposed to be counting to 20. Work. He said he lost count. He got to keep going there, right? Work. Are you at 20? You're at 20? All right, you good. You did 30? You did 30? Thank you so much for your work. All right. Give him a hand real quick, y'all. Give him a hand real quick. Real quick. I want to ask her something real quick. When you were doing those 20, your face changed. Your face went from happy to, oh snap. Oh snap. Hold on. What was happening from the start to the oh snap moment? Oh, see, okay. She said her pants fell down. Okay. I get that. Was it hard work though? It wasn't hard. You were able to do it. Okay, you breathing a little hard, but it's all good. All right. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, absolutely. You told me you did 30, so you went above the standard. So we had a standard for 20, so you went above. What made you go above? Just feeling it. Yep. He said he was just feeling it. He just feeling it. I'll take that. He said he was just feeling it though. But here's the thing. If I would have set the standard for 15, he probably would have did 20, or he probably would have did 16. But because we set it at 20, guess what? He was able to get to 30 because the standard was already high enough. He raised his standard. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, absolutely. You over here, you lost count. He was just going, you know what I mean? But you were doing high knees, though. How was it feeling in the moment? Even when you lost count, were you thinking about that I lost count, or what were you thinking about?
Going, that's fun.
Exactly. See, he found fun. He found fun in exceeding the standard. He found fun in that. That's how you got to do in life. That's how you got to do in school, is that you have to find fun. And you know what? I am going to kill this standard that is set before me. I'm going to destroy this standard. Raise the standard, y'all. All right, raise the standard. All right, thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate it, y'all. Give him a hand, everybody. Give him a hand. Yep. Raise the standard. Raise the standard. Raise the standard. All right. This is the moment that I was talking about when I went to college. So I had graduated high school, like I said, 1.9, 2.0, whatever you want to call it. Get down to college. College was about an hour and a half away from home, Macon, Georgia. Get down there. And I took this class called Quantitative Analysis. Super hard math, right? And I love math. Math is my favorite subject. I love math. But when I took this class right here, it was so hard, I failed the class. It was a core class, which means I needed the class. He gave me an option. He said, hey, you can either take the class over or you can figure out how to make it up down the road. Guess what I did? Figured out how to make it up down the road. I was like, I'm not taking this class over again. You can have the class. I ain't taking this over again. This was too hard right here. But here's the thing, though, is that I realized that my standard was too low. I was there for somebody else's vision. I was there for somebody else's purpose. I was there for somebody else's standard. I wasn't there for my own standard. It wasn't until after I switched the way that I thought about that I became a much better student. That's when I began to excel, is when I thought about, you know what, I got to set the standard for myself. I can't be here just because my parents want me to be here. If that's the only reason that I'm here, that is soon going to fade. The moment that it gets hard, the moment that it gets tough, it is going to fade when you realize that, you know what, I am here for somebody else. You got to think about you in this moment of your life, as you're getting ready to graduate high school, this first chapter of your life. You got to think about you. You got to think about what you want, what are your desires, and what's next for you. It's okay to take advice from your parents, your counselors, your principals, and so forth. That's totally okay. I am not against that. But what I am saying is that you have to find it for you, though. You have to define what is going to be the standard for me. If nobody else gives me a standard, then I need to be able to set the standard for myself. Here's the thing, is that we are so afraid of failing. We are so afraid of going after it. But here's the difference. And I'm just a vocabulary and a word nerd like that. I love etymology and all that kind of stuff. The only difference between falling and failing is an I. That's the only difference. Fall is F-A-L-L. Fail is F-A-I-L. So when people fall down, they mistake it for being a failure. If you fall down and make a mistake, that does not make you a failure. It just means that you fell down. But here's the cliche. Get back up again. Just simply get back up. It doesn't matter about falling down. Who cares if you fall down? Who cares if they're laughing and they're pointing at you? Again, I failed before. I failed more than once. And guess what? I'll probably fail when I leave here. I'll probably fail tomorrow. And guess what? That is totally okay. It doesn't make me a failure. So if you fall, you got to understand that the only difference is the I. That means that you got to tell yourself that I am the difference. I am the difference. So if I do fall down, if I do make a mistake, don't allow people to bully you and beat you up just because you made a mistake in life. Because guess what? You're going to make plenty more. You're going to make plenty more in the next chapter of your life. You're going to make a ton of mistakes in your life. Totally okay. It's not a big deal. It's not. Falling ain't no problem. All right? Falling ain't no problem. That's the difference between fall and fail. It's the eye. I want y'all to check my little man out right here. Check little man out right here just on how he represents falling ain't no problem. Check him out real quick. Fall down. Fall down. Fall down. Fall down. Fall down. Get back up. Walk it back up there. Keep working. And fall down. He still fell down though. Watch this though. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Balance it out. Balance it out. Got it. Got it. Got it. Total representation. Falling ain't no problem, y'all. Falling ain't no problem. Raise your standard. And when you raise your standard, don't be afraid of falling. Because guess what? It might happen. It just might happen. You know what? Sometimes you need to laugh at yourself falling down. That's how you make it feel a little bit better. It's just laughing at yourself. I know there are times when I am afraid, and guess what I do? I welcome the fear. I invite the fear into. Because fear means that I am doing something beyond where I am comfortable. Fear means that I am challenging myself. Fear means that I am pushing myself. So once I feel fear, it means that I know that I am stepping outside of that little box that I created for myself. I know that I'm stepping outside of that. So guess what? I welcome the fear. I invite the fear. I say, fear, hey, how you doing, fear? Hey, I'm good. Yeah, nice to meet you. Come on in. Sit yourself down. Have a cup of coffee. This is my house. If you need a bathroom, it's right over there. But fear, you're welcome to stay here just for a moment. I welcome the fear. Fear should never stop you. It can be paralyzing, yeah, absolutely. But don't let a fear of falling down turn you into a failure. Don't allow that. Don't allow that. This is a huge step for you in your life. Here's another thing that you got to do as you're raising the standard is that you got to expect more out of yourself. You got to expect more out of you. Put pressure on yourself. Challenge yourself to be better. Challenge yourself to do better. Challenge yourself to have better. Challenge yourself in that. But put the pressure on you, though. Don't allow other people to put pressure on you. You put it on you. You put it on you before they even come. You know what? The dishes are already done. Mom, I know you probably weren't expecting me to do it, but guess what? The dishes are already done. My bed already made. I got up on my own. You didn't have to come into my room and wake me up. I set the standard for myself. I expect more out of me. You got to do the same thing to expect more out of yourself. Here's something that I cannot explain. I just cannot explain this right here. And that's one thing is that champions win. They just win. Champions win and losers lose. I don't know how to explain it. It's this phenomenal to me that it just happens. Champions always find a way to win. And losers always find a way to lose. Somehow, some way. I don't know. It just happens. But once you become a champion, you find a way to win. Champions always have standards. They always have a standard. Champions never settle. I mean, never settle for average. They just don't do it. And so if you're going to become this champion by raising your standard, guess what? You got to start finding a way to win in everything that you do. If you're walking to school, guess what? I want you to start winning. Once you get to school, I want you to start winning. On the school bus, start winning. If somebody drives you to school, guess what? Win in the car. Win the relationship in the car. Win with your peers. Win with your colleagues. Win with your siblings. Win on social media. Win even here in person. Because one of the worst things that you can do is to be a public success and a private failure. That's one of the worst things you can do for yourself. So start winning in everything that you do. On the count of three, everybody say win. 1, 2, 3. Win. Everything that you do, start winning. You're raising the standard. Champions raise the standard in everything they do. So you got to expect more out of yourself. This is me when I was in 4th grade. This is me in 4th grade, right? I look totally different now, I know. But this is me in 4th grade. This was an academic ceremony that they had at the end of the school year, something like that. And it was mostly for students who was making honor roll, straight A students, all this kind of stuff. It was primarily for academics. My award was perfect attendance. That's it. That's all it was, perfect attendance. So imagine, fourth grader, perfect attendance versus straight A's and all these other academic things. So it made me feel less smart already. It was feeding that case. But nonetheless, we didn't have a car. It was raining. It was dark. It was in the evening. So I begged my parents, hey, I really want to go to this event tonight. And she was like, what you going for? I said, perfect attendance. She was like, oh, really? Yeah, perfect attendance. Yeah, I know it ain't honorable, nothing like that, but I really want to go, though. And she was like, it's going to be hard for us to get over there tonight. Y'all ain't ate, and my middle brother was home. And so, I really want to go. She found a way, scraped up some coins, went out there, walked to the bus stop, got on the bus, put the coins in. We get there to the event. I get my perfect attendance award. Here's my point, is that champions always celebrate the small victories. They celebrate the small victories. Graduating high school, that is a small victory. It's a big deal, but it's a small victory, though. And you got to be able to celebrate the small victories, even though it might not feel grand to everybody else. It might not feel big. It might not feel like, all shiny and stuff, but nonetheless, celebrate the small victories in your life. I was so proud of that moment right there, even though it wasn't for nothing academic. I was so proud of perfect attendance that I showed up every single day. I didn't miss not one day. Plenty of days I didn't want to be there. Plenty of days I wanted to leave and go home. Plenty of days. But I showed up every single day because I was setting the standard. Even at that young age, I was setting the standard for myself. And I continue to raise that standard. So that's what we're doing. We're raising the standard. Here's another thing, is that you got to know why. You got to know why you're doing this. You got to know why. That's one of the primary things that I talk about. That's how I broke into this industry, was talking about finding your why. You got to know why you do this. You got to know why you want to graduate. You got to know why. Your why is simply this, is that what's driving you every single day. I want to graduate from high school because, and you got to be able to fill in that blank. That's knowing your why. Again, not somebody else's, but your own personal why. You got to make this thing personal. And when I say make it personal, I mean is that this is all about you again. I'm giving you permission in this moment to be selfish. To be selfish with yourself, with your ambitions, with what you want, with your goals. Be selfish. Make this all about you. But you got to know why you do this, though. And it can't be, I do it just because. No, that's not a reason. You need a strong reason. You need to understand, why am I doing this? What is next for me in my life? If you hope and wish for it, guess what? It ain't going to happen. If you just hope and wish for it. Hope and wishing, that's not a strategy at all. Let me tell you that right now. And I'm not against thinking positive. I love people that think positive. That is so cool. But here's what I want you to start thinking. I want you to start thinking possible instead of thinking positive. Positive, that's cool. Yeah, we can think positive all day. They could have came on the stage. They could have thought positive. But guess what? It won't go happen until they start thinking possible. Think possible. That's what's going to make the difference. But you got to know why that you do what you do. Number two is we're going to develop a champion's attitude. This area right here is the one area that can take your life to the next level by simply having a champion's attitude. You got to have the right attitude. Sometimes we wake up grumpy. Sometimes we wake up with the wrong attitude. And guess what? We give that off to the world. But we got to have a champion's attitude in everything that we do. On the count of three, say win. 1, 2, 3. In everything that you do. We are developing a champion's attitude. That's number 2. We're raising the standard. We're developing a champion's attitude now. This is how we're going to define attitude. Attitude is simple as this, is that it's an external expression of an internal belief. That's what attitude is. It's an external expression of an internal belief. So whatever you're expressing outwardly, there's something that's going on inwardly of why you think that, why you feel that, why you believe that. Attitude is simply about, what do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about you? What do you think about you? How great do you really think you are? How awesome do you really think you are? Do you give yourself flowers? Do you pat yourself on the back? Do you encourage yourself, or are you waiting for other people to do it? Champion's attitude. Champion's attitude. They always find a way to win in everything they do. And they stay focused. They stay focused. Again, I told you, I love words. I love playing on words. If you go right to the middle of focus, it's this letter C. And I believe focus, or the C in focus, stands for the ability to concentrate. Are you able to concentrate? Are you able to consistently concentrate? Which means that you are diverting your attention to the right thing, to positive things, to possible things. Concentrate. You know how many distractions that we face in this day and time, 23? and it's going to get worse in 24 and 25. There are so many distractions that is competing for your focus. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat. And I can keep on going. But there are so many things that are competing for your attention, for your concentration. There are so many things that are competing for that. One thing that I pride myself on is this right here. That's my Instagram page. I follow 5 people. 5. That's only a handful. I've seen people to where they're following 1,800 people. I'm like, huh? How you following 1,800 people? You can't lead yourself following 18 and 1,900 people. How? And their feed is just constantly full. It's just constantly going. I don't even know how you can extract wisdom out of following 1,800 people. I'm following 5 people right now, and guess what? I'm looking for 2 of them to cut off right now. I'm trying to get that thing down to 3. But I follow 5 people, though, and I do that on purpose, though, because I want to stay focused. I don't have time to watch other people live their dream and let my own dream suffer. I got to stay focused. So that's why I keep it at a handful on purpose. I can't follow everybody and then lead myself well. I can't do that. You can't do it either. You probably think you can, but you can't do that. You're following everybody, what everybody else got to say, how everybody else feel about everything. And then you can't even lead yourself because you're so busy following other people. Cut it off. Cut it off. Reduce that number. Reduce it. I love sports. And when you watch horse racing, like the Kentucky Derby or something like that, they wear these blinders on the horses. And they wear these blinders on purpose. They wear the blinders so the horse can focus. He's not focused on the other horses. He's not focused on the audience. He's not even focused on anybody that is out there. The only thing the horse is focused on is the race that is set before them. Focus. That's what a champion's attitude is being able to focus in everything that you do. And you got to be intentional about it. You got to be intentional about being focused. It's not just going to come, again, just because you hope and wish, oh man, I just wish I can be focused today, but you're not doing anything to help yourself to be focused. It's got to be on purpose. So you want to stay focused on purpose. Stay focused on purpose. How many people remember this story right here? The tortoise and the hare. Y'all remember that story from Bugs Bunny? Do y'all remember that? You remember the story? The tortoise and the who won the race? The turtle won the race. Was he more talented? No, he wasn't. Was he faster? No, he wasn't. What was the one thing that the turtle had that the rabbit didn't have? Patience, focus, consistency. He had those things. The rabbit got out there and thought he was just going to do it just because he was talented, just because he was gifted. So the rabbit takes off, and the turtle looks at him take off. The turtle at any moment could have said, you know what, I will never win this race. Oh, pity me. Oh, man, I will never win this race. I'm never going to be faster than the rabbit. I can never do this. Oh, man, I'm so sad that I was built to be slow. He could have did all of that complaining. Guess what that turtle kept on doing? The only thing the turtle kept on doing, as slow as it was, he just kept on, I'll get there. I'll get there at some point. I will get there at my own pace. I'm going to be consistent, and I'm going to concentrate on the race, not on what other people have and not what I don't have, not on how good or how gifted others might be, not how talented others may appear, not any of that stuff. The rabbit was cute. He was cute. The rabbit get all the kisses and all the attention. The rabbit get all of that. And the turtle, he just right there, his little shell, just moving along in life. But the turtle, he stayed consistent and he stayed concentrated on what was important, the race. You're in a race, and it's your race. And you got to run your race at your pace. And when you get there, guess what? You get there. But don't worry about what other people are doing. Stay focused. Champions don't worry about what other people are doing. Champions stay focused in everything that they do. When I say I am, you say great. I am. That sounded horrible. When I say I am, you say great. I am. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Here's the reality, and this is something that people may not ever tell you. I'm not sure, but dreams don't come true. Decisions do. It's not a dream. That's not good enough. The decision is what comes true. Action. Doing something about the dream. Energy, effort, attention, focus, concentration. That's what comes true. Everybody in the room probably got a dream. Everybody in the room probably got a big idea. Everybody in the room probably got some type of goal that they want to meet. Probably everybody. You got something. Everybody in the room got that. But guess what? It doesn't make you different if you don't do anything. Dreams don't come true. Decisions do. Here's what decision really means. It doesn't just merely mean to choose. Incision means to cut in. Excision means to cut out. Circumcision means to cut around. Here's what decision means. It really means to cut off. That's what it really means. Decision means to cut off. There are going to be some things that you got to cut off. There are going to be some things that, you know what, I got to make a decision about. You got to cut off everything that hinders you from getting to the next level of life. You got to cut that off. Sometimes that's people. Sometimes that's friends. Sometimes that's associates. Sometimes that's bad habits. Sometimes that's being on social media too much. Sometimes that's watching too much TV. You got to cut that off. If you want to get to the next level, if you want to make your life worth it at the next level, you got to make a decision. You got to decide, you know what is it that I need to cut off in order to make this thing pop, in order to make this thing great? What do I got to cut off? Who do I got to cut off? Because there are some of you got some friends right now that you know what, I don't need to associate with that person no more. I've become masterful in my life about changing out friends. Not to be mean, not to be rude or anything like that, but I do it because I am making a decision, because I got to cut some things off in order to get to the next level. I got to cut some stuff off. So you got to make a decision in your life. You got to think about that, whatever that is for you. Make a decision today. You know what? There's no way I'm going to get from a C student to an A student if I keep on watching my favorite TV show. There's no way I'm going to get there. If I spend 8 hours a day on social media, matter of fact, if you check your phone right now, if you were to check your phone right now, I don't know if you got the screen time thing counting for you, but if you check your screen time, what did your screen time say? For some of you, it's probably going to say 12 hours. For some of you, it's going to say 9, 13 hours. 13 hours a day? You got to make a decision. I just heard somebody say 7 hours or something. Yo, that's a third of your day. If we just use 7 to 8 hours, that's a third of your day. What decision are you making? How you going to get to the next level and make it grow and make it the best it can be if you're giving a third of your day away just on a screen? I'm not against screens. I'm not against entertainment. I'm not against any of that. The only thing I'm saying is that, hey, you got to make a decision. That's what champions do. Champions decide. Champions choose what they cut off. Champions choose who they cut off. They make a decision in everything that they do. And here's the thing. Once you make the decision, this is what I want you to do when you make the decision, is that I want you to burn everything that's behind you. When you make a decision to go forward, when you make a decision that, you know what, I am pursuing this next level of my life, I'm graduating, I'm getting my life together, I'm getting my friends together, I'm getting my associations together, I'm getting everything together in my life. And guess what? Everything behind me, I want you to burn it. Because here's what's going to happen when you make a decision. You're going to make a decision, right? And then guess what? You're going to be tempted. You're going to be so tempted to go back to what you know. You're going to be tempted to go back to that comfort place. You're going to be tempted to go back there because that's what you know. That's what you're used to. So you're going to be tempted to go back after you make the decision because everything in the world is going to come against you once you make a decision. But make a decision and cut it off and burn it. Don't give yourself a way out. Because guess what? If you have a way out, you're going to take it every single time. You're going to take it. If you got a bridge or a boat to get back to the other side to where you came from, guess what? You're going to take it. A lot of times when we try to prove how strong we are, we find out how weak we are. So make a decision. Make a decision that I am cutting off everything that prevents me from getting my life to the next level. I am cutting off everything that will prevent me from graduating. I am cutting that off. I cannot afford to stay here and not master the basics of my life. I can't afford that. Every day matters. Every day, it matters. So make a decision that you are going to cut it off, and then you're going to do daily what others only do occasionally. Do it daily, what others do occasionally. When I first started speaking, I would be out in the middle of a park, empty, nobody out there. This is when I couldn't get a gig. This is when I couldn't get nothing. I would make 100 calls a day, send 200 emails a day. I was doing daily what other people are only doing occasionally. I would be out in the middle of the park, out there speaking to the trees. The trees were my audience. While everybody else was sitting around waiting for opportunities, I was creating my opportunities. And the trees were my audience. And then every time that the wind would blow, when the trees made that little noise, I was like, yeah, that's the people right there. And then squirrels run by, I'd be like, yo, I got something for you too, little squirrel. Let me tell you something too. I'm out there balling in the park. I wasn't waiting for an opportunity. I made a decision. I said, cut off anything that gets in your way that would get you to the next level. Cut it off. You got to do the same thing. You got to do daily what others will only do occasionally. I have people that come to me all the time because I used to train. They come up to me all the time. Yo, I want to make it to the NBA. I want to make it to the next level. I want to be a track star. I want to do all of that. And so when they tell me that, I ask them, I said, what decisions are you making to get there? What you mean, LP? What you mean, what decisions I'm making? I'm here. No. Tell me what happens when I leave. How many shots are you putting up a day when nobody's in the gym? How many free throws are you shooting per day when nobody else is watching, when it's not a game day? How many are you shooting? Matter of fact, let's take it a step further. How many are you making? Somebody told me one day, you know what? I shoot 100 shots a day. How many did you make? If the standard was, I make 100 shots a day, no. Raise the standard to where you say, you know what? I'm going to make 100 shots a day, not just shoot them. Raise the standard. Champions attitude. Champions do things totally different. And they do daily what others will only do occasionally. They do things totally different. Here's an example of what it means to cut something off. Watch this real quick.
Well, I don't think that we should be together. And I've thought about it a lot, and this is what's going to happen. Okay? I'm going to keep pursuing what I'm pursuing. And because I'm doing that, it's going to take up more and more of my time, and I'm not going to be able to spend as much time with you. And even when I do spend time with you, I'm going to be thinking about drumming. I'm going to be thinking about jazz music and my charts and all that. And because of that, you're going to start to resent me. And you're going to tell me to ease up on the drumming, spend more time with you because you're not feeling important. And I'm not going to be able to do that. And really, I'm just going to start to resent you for even asking me to stop drumming. And we're just going to start to hate each other. And it's going to get it's going to be ugly. And so for those reasons, I'd rather just, break it off clean. Because I want to be great.
And you're not.
I want to be one of the greats.
And I would stop you from doing that.
Yeah.
You know I would stop you from doing that. You know that for a fact.
Yes.
That's from the movie Whiplash. Y'all ever seen Whiplash? Man was hardcore about being a drummer. I'm not promoting a breakup or anything like that. I'm not promoting that. The only point about that right there is that he made a decision. He decided, you know what, I need to cut this person off. If I want to be great, I know what it takes to be great. I've seen it. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. I know what it tastes like. I want to get there. But I don't think I can get there with this particular person around me. Whether he was right or wrong, I don't know. But he made a decision, though. He made a decision that, you know what, I'm going to cut it off. That's what champions do. Raise your standard, champions attitude. Finally, last thing we're going to talk about is I want you to dominate. I don't want you to participate. I want you to dominate. That's a totally different mindset. Don't just participate, dominate. On the count of three, I want everybody to say dominate. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. In everything that you do, you got to dominate. You got to, again, raise the standard, champions attitude, and then finally you got to dominate. Don't just participate. What do I mean by don't just participate? Meaning, don't just show up for the sake of showing up. Don't just go to school because you got to go to school. If you're going to go there and make a difference. Go there and make a difference personally and academically. Go there and make a difference. And you do that by dominating, not just by participating. I got friends who play sports, and they love to talk about their uniforms. That's what they like to talk about, their uniforms. And they don't even play. They don't even get in the game at all. And they just talk about the uniform. And I'm like, don't brag about the uniform. Try to get in the game because you're just a participant. You're not being dominant if you're just showing up on the sideline with a uniform on. That doesn't do anything to you. That doesn't do anything for you. Show up to dominate, not just to participate. I am not here just for the sake of being here. That's not what I do. And that's not what you should do. It's that I'm only here because I have to be there, and because if I'm not here, my parents might find out, or whatever the case may be. Be there because you want to be there, and I want you to be all in while you are there. Dominate while you're there. Don't just participate. Anybody can participate. Anybody can show up just for the sake of showing up. Anybody can do that. But don't just participate, dominate. I don't watch poker. I don't know anything about poker. I don't know anything about the rules. I don't know anything about none of that, right? But I went to a poker event one day. And this is one thing that I love about poker. Is when they take all of their chips, they take everything that they have, and they push it to the middle of the table. I love when they do that. You know why I love when they do that? It's because what they're saying is that I am all in on this. I'm giving this everything that I got. I might win, I might lose, I don't know. But I'm trying to dominate while I'm here, and they push it all to the middle of the table. That's my favorite part of the game of poker. Because they're trying to dominate. They're not trying to just participate. That's not what they're trying to do. Back in 2017, the Falcons made the Super Bowl. Atlanta Falcons, right? I'm a homer. I'm from the ATL, right? They made the Super Bowl 2017. And I realized something, that we were playing the GOAT. We were playing the greatest of all time on the other side. We were playing Tom Brady and the Patriots. That's who we were playing in the Super Bowl. We were up 28-3. 70% of the game was done. It was over. 70% was done. We all by 25 points, 28-3. And I'm with my homies, I'm with the friends, we're in the house, and then we slapping high five like, yo, we finally about to bring this trophy home. Finally, we about to have a trophy in the ATL, a Super Bowl trophy, that is. Finally, we about to do it. Next thing you know, man, it's 28-28. We're going to overtime. Like, how did we get here? How did we go from 28-3, 70% done, to overtime? How did we get there? And this is what I realized, is that Tom Brady and the Patriots, they were there to dominate. The Atlanta Falcons were there to participate. Totally different mindset. They weren't used to being there. They weren't used to winning. The Patriots were used to winning. They already had 5 Super Bowls. We don't have any. So we were just happy. Oh, man, we made it to the Super Bowl. I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy to participate in this Super Bowl, in this part of my life right here. No, what you happy about participating for? Be happy about dominating. When you dominate, when you actually make a difference. Don't be happy about participating. That's what we were doing. That's why we lost 34-28 in overtime. That's why we lost, because we were there to participate and not to dominate. If we would have kept on dominating the way that we were, then guess what? We would have won the Super Bowl. But we didn't. We participated. Who is this right here? Do y'all know who this is? Who is that? LeBron James. All right, bet. Who is that right there? Steph Curry. Nice. Who is that right there? The late, great Kobe Bryant, right? Who is that right there? Russell Westbrook. All right. No, nobody knows who that is right there, right? Y'all were so confident. Y'all said LeBron James off the top. You already knew who that was. Steph Curry. I knew who that was already. The late, great Kobe Bryant. Mamba. I knew who that was right here. We get right here. Everybody just go, who that? Nobody knows who that. You know why you don't know who that is right there? I'm going to tell you why you don't know who that is. You don't know who that is because he's only participating. Now, this man right here, he's a millionaire. He's an NBA professional player. He is a millionaire. But you don't even know who it is. Nobody knows who it is. Because he's there to participate. I don't even know who it is. He's there to participate. He's not there to dominate. LeBron is there to dominate. Steph Curry is there to dominate. Kobe Bryant is there to dominate. Steph Curry talks about how he shoots and makes 500 shots per day. Even on Sundays. Even on Saturdays. When there's no games, 500 shots made per day. That's how you dominate. He's not there to participate. Man right here, he's just there to participate. He just ran the bench. He got the uniform. He look good. He fly in the uniform. He's a professional player. He's a millionaire. But he's only there to participate. He's not there to dominate. Totally different mindset. So we want to get to a place to where we are no longer participating in school, but we are dominating in school. We're no longer participating in life, but we are dominating in life. We're doing everything that we can all in like a poker player. We're doing everything that we can to take it to the next level. Everything. Not just some things, all things. 1, 2, 3, dominate. 1, 2, 3. In everything that you do, you got to dominate this thing. I don't know if y'all remember this right here, but again, I love sports, right? This is Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was obliterating his opponents. He barely ever had a fight that went 12 rounds. He barely ever had a fight that went 5 rounds. Most of the time, Mike Tyson would knock you out in less than 3 minutes, most of the times. Until he ran into this dude right here, Buster Douglas, right? Mike Tyson was 31-0 when he met Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas showed up. Buster Douglas was a huge underdog. They thought he was just going to be another fighter to get knocked out in less than 3 minutes, right? This is what I love about this story right here, is that Buster Douglas, he got knocked out. He got knocked out. In round 6, he was knocked out. And then he got back up. And then something miraculous happened in round 8. He got in there, he started fighting, and guess what? He knocked Mike Tyson out and became the heavyweight champion of the world. Now, I don't know how much he did after that. I don't think he did too much after that, but still though, in that moment, he said, I am not here just to participate with you, Mike Tyson. I am here to dominate you, Mike. You knocked me down, but I'm getting back up. That's why I'm here. It makes such a huge difference in your mindset, in the way that you think about things, when you understand that I am not here to participate. I'm not just a number. I'm not just here. I'm here to dominate. And they asked Buster Douglas after the fight, they said, man, how did you manage to survive the knockout of Mike Tyson? How did you do it? He said these words right here. He said, you know what, my mom. He said it was my mom. My mom died 2 days before this fight right here. And I told my mom, I said, I'm going to do one thing, Mom, when I get in that fight. I ain't going to quit. He said, I'm not quitting, Mom. So when he got knocked out, guess what? His reason, while he was on that ground, on that canvas, his reason became so strong that he was able to get back up and then dominate the fight from that point on. Don't participate, dominate in everything that you do. That's one of my trophies right there from my running days. Now, I can still run. Now, anybody want to challenge me to a race afterwards, I'm down for it, all right? I'm just letting you know, okay? I still got it. But nonetheless, this year was one of my races. It was over 5,000 people in this annual race that we have every year in downtown Atlanta. And I showed up wearing those ugly shoes right there. They weren't name brand, no name brand shoes. I saw a lot of people there with a whole lot of like track shoes on and a lot of fancy Nikes and Reeboks and Pumas. They had a lot of fly stuff out there, and I'm there in my shoes called Winners. Nobody knows what a winner shoe is. Nobody even knows what it is. I didn't even know what it was at the time. I just remember my parents bought it for me. I don't even know. But nonetheless, I'm there at the race, and I see them. I see them snickling too. I see them snickling. I see them pointing, over at the shoes and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, it's all good. It's all good. The moment that I saw them snickling and that I saw them laughing, I realized why they were there. I realized that they were only there in the race to participate. And I was like, you know what? I am here to dominate. I only care about this race. And there's no way that I am leaving here without that trophy on this day. There's no way. You know why? Because I'm not there to participate. That's how I live my life every single day. I live my life every day to dominate in everything that I do. I don't live my life to participate. I don't want to be a participant. I want to be a dominant person in everything that I do. I want to help you be a dominant person in everything that you do. Once you become dominant, your life skyrockets to the next level. It skyrockets. It changes. Everything changes once you realize that I'm not a participant. I'm dominant. I'm not just here to participate. I'm here to dominate. So that's what I did. I showed up on race day. I went out there. I dominated. Took the trophy home. I got the trophy. Y'all can still talk about my shoes to this day if you want to, but I got the trophy though. So it just depends on how you think about it. I'm not here to participate. I am here to dominate. On the count of 3, everybody say dominate. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. In everything that you do. Here's my life before I became a speaker. I was a senior level engineer, senior architect, and designer for law firms and banks was primarily who I worked with. And when I first started in my industry, I remember the young lady was out here earlier. She said that they come out of school making $60,000, $70,000 a year out the gate. And I was like, that is a good salary to come straight out of school making that kind of money. Like seriously. I was making $26,000 when I graduated college with a degree in engineering. a STEM major. 26,000, nothing. But here was the transition though. I went from $6.75 in Burger King to when I left, I was making $244,000 when I walked away from the job. And this is why. This is how I am able to walk away from $250,000. This is how. It's because I was not there to participate. I was there to dominate. So I grew, I scaled, I climbed the ladder in everything that I did because I was there to dominate, not to participate. I didn't have the time to waste just to participate. I didn't have the time just to be average. I didn't have the time for that. I didn't want that. That wasn't my standard. That wasn't my goal. That wasn't my dream. I was like, my parents, they barely made $45,000 a year combined. Two salaries, less than 50,000 combined. I was like, no, that cannot be the standard. This cannot be it right here. It's got to be more than that. So I developed that mindset, that champion's attitude, that I would not participate my way through life. I would not do that. I'm going to try to dominate my way through life in everything that I do. So I walked in the office one day to my CIO. I said, hey, it's been nice working with y'all. I said, I quit. I didn't really say that. But what I did, I walked in there. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to make a transition in my life. It's time for me to make a transition. I said, I want to go on to bigger and better things because I got bigger dreams, bigger goals, and bigger ideas that I am trying to achieve in my life. So I said, you can keep the insurance, you can keep the 401k, you can keep the investments, you can keep the PTO, you can keep anything that comes along with this job right here, which was cool. I had a brilliant career. I had an excellent career. I didn't leave because of bad people. I didn't leave because of bad management. I didn't leave for any of those reasons. I left because I wanted to dominate. I left because I wanted to do something greater and bigger. That's why I left. I found out my why. I said, this is why I am here. Let me get to the why. And so you got to walk yourself through that same series of questions. Like, when I graduate high school, I want to do A, B, and C. And whatever it takes for me to get A, B, and C, I'm not just going to participate in A, B, and C. I'm going to dominate in A, B, and C. I'm going to make a difference in whatever area I choose to go in. If you choose the military, if you choose the Air Force, if you choose to go straight into the work field, if you choose college, if you choose technical college, if you choose just to go get a 2-year degree, whatever you choose, the only thing I'm telling you is that I want you to dominate in whatever you choose. You might start your own business. Dominate it. Dominate it. I got a friend who owns a cleaning company, making boohoo's of money, cleaning. It doesn't matter. Whatever you do, don't just participate. I want you to dominate. You got to be willing to put the process over the prize. It takes time. It takes courage. It takes discipline. You got to keep on building. You got to keep on working at it. You got to keep on growing. You got to keep on getting better and developing. Put the process over the prize. A lot of times we focus on the prize too much. I just want the prize. I just want the trophy. No, go through the process. Go through the process of getting there. This is the last thing that I want to show you. This is the last video I want to show you. This talks about finishing. Don't participate, dominate. I want you to finish. You got to finish this step of your life. You got to master the basics. Get out of this basic stage of your life. This will lead you to the next level of your life. If you can't finish the basics, if you cannot finish the basics, again, I reiterate this, is that life is going to be hard. Life is going to be difficult if you can't finish the basics. So I want you to finish. You started this journey. You made it to this point to where you are a senior. You already made it here. You've done most of the hard work. You've already done most of it. Don't quit now. And when I say finish, I don't mean just simply graduate, but go beyond graduating and finish. Check out my man right here. This is Derek Redmond from the Olympics, 1992 Olympics. He made it to the big stage in life. And check out what happened right here. That's Derek. Everybody else kept on running. That's Derek back there. Pull the hammy. Sorry about that. That's it. That's his dad right there. That dad like, go about your business, man. Dad ain't playing, is he? They cheering for Derek like he won the race. But what they were cheering for is that Derek finished. He could have quit. He had every opportunity to quit. And guess what? If he would have quit, nobody would have said nothing. Nobody would have made fun of him for quitting. He had every reason to quit. But guess what? He said, I'm here. I'm not just participating. I want to dominate. And guess what? I got to finish what I started. Again, you've already been through the bulk of your journey. You're in your 4th year. You're coming down the final stretch. Some of you might pull a hammy. Some of you might tear an Achilles. Some of you might have some type of trouble, some type of turbulence, some type of challenge. And you got to decide in the face of that trouble, when it's hard, when I want to quit, am I going to finish what I started? You know how hard that had to be, that you made it to the biggest stage of your life at the Olympics. Everybody's watching. Your family out there, they're cheering you on. And then that happened. But guess what? He didn't make it wasteful, though. Even though he could have, he didn't make it wasteful. He said, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to still on this stage that I am on in life. I am still going to finish in everything that I do. On the count of 3, everybody say dominate. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you all so much for listening. Appreciate y'all. Y'all were awesome. Thank y'all so much. Yeah. Heather, thank you so much, Heather. Yep, awesome. Thank y'all.
Is this okay? All right. All right. Can I have the house lights on, please? Thank you. Class of 2024, take something from today and find a way to finish and to be successful in your transition. I want to see most of you at the graduation sensation event. It's May 30th this year, where we get to parade down Main Street in your caps and gowns and have an awards party in the park afterwards. Have your school have most of who is in the room today at that event. because next year, if your numbers are low from today till graduation, I will talk crap about you to the class of 2025. Finish. You're here. Make this happen. I want to especially a couple of thanks. Thank you to the Herald News. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to the Ross Ragland, especially the tech crew here. We kept them jumping all day long. Thank you to Kurt, Leidke, and Heather Bouger with the Herald News. Thank you to you all. You guys are an amazing audience. Adults don't usually behave as well. Don't sell yourselves short. Please make sure you clean up everything. If you brought something in, clean it up. I want the Guild to be so proud of how clean you guys all leave the theater. I'm going to release you by your schools. You're going out that way. So you came in this way. You're going to go out that way. And you're going to get a grab bag for the way back. There's some that get an extra backpack with it. First school that's going to go is Lost River. You guys are right there, right? All right.